Growing up, you probably watched those high school movies where the nerd goes on a summer break and then he comes back and he's had such a glow up. He's the best guy on campus. All the girls love him and he's accepted as part of the cool group. You know, he's part of the jocks now, right? He's had an amazing glow up. And you probably look to yourself and you try to do the same thing and then it just never happened for you and you wondered why. I mean, one, life is not a movie. It takes a lot longer than that. But two, more importantly, you do not apply the habits consistently enough over a long period of time. And in this video, I'm just going to tell you the basic habits that you need to have a glow up. And what you're going to hear in this video is probably nothing you haven't heard before. And if it is something you haven't heard before, congratulations, right? But what I want to beat into you is like, you need to be more consistent with these things. And you also need to know like the importance of these things. I feel like a lot of people hear things about, oh, hit the gym, get a skincare routine and all of this, but they don't really know like why it's so important and they just lose sight of like the bigger picture, right? Once you have that urge in you to have a glow up, like you really, really, really want to have a glow up and you have that motivation, you need to take those first couple of days that you have that motivation and you instill those habits. And after that, it's not going to be easy. I'm telling you now, it's not going to be easy. The motivation is going to be gone, but it's very important that you just carry on. You just carry on pushing. It's important that you maintain and you keep going, okay? So the habits I'm going to tell you in this, they're all like very simple, right? The first one is hit the gym, right? You want to have a masculine appearance. You want to have like an aesthetic body. You can go watch like Hamza's video on aesthetic body course, but the gist of it is that you want to have broad shoulders, a big chest. You want to have like wide traps. You want to have big arms because it makes you look wider and it makes you look more, not intimidating is not the right word, but you do look like a more intimidating man and that is more attractive to girls, okay? And it makes you look better. And being low body fat percentage especially. So what you want to do is, it's going to be a long period of time. You're not going to go on a summer break and just get jacked. That's just not going to happen, okay? It's going to take 2-3 years of consistency, like precise consistency, okay? And you eventually want to get to a point where you've got the frame. You want to have the frame and then you want to have a low body fat percentage. You can't just be one of these powerlifters who just look big, okay? Because once you look big and you've got like a fat stomach, it doesn't look as good. And more importantly for your face, like gymming is fantastic for your face. Being low body fat percentage, it just allows your jawline to show more, okay? And if you have like hollow cheeks, which, you know, some people have, some people don't, but it's very like, it's fantastic to have. If you have low body fat percentage, it's going to show. Obviously, if you're a bit higher in fat, it's just not going to show. Speaking of jawline is one of the most important things for just having a really nice symmetrical face and just an attractive face. You want to do like, okay, you can do like the jawline exercises and that sort of thing if you want to really take it to the next, to the next level. One thing I have heard though is if you're doing like chewing a lot or you're doing like a lot of jaw exercises, but mainly like chewing, you want to watch out for something called TMJ. I forgot what it stands for, but it's basically you start chewing so much that you start over chewing and you get a headache. Okay, you want to like avoid that. So if you get into that, make sure you do your research and you just don't overdo it. But the most important thing you can do for your jawline and your face is mewing, right? So now mewing, it sounds like this amazing concept or whatever. It's literally just resting your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Okay, nowadays we live in an age where everyone is they're just mouth breathing. You know, you're watching on your phone and you're like mouth breathing and that sort of thing. It destroys your face, absolutely destroys your face. And this is actually scientifically proven. You can go check the studies if you don't believe me. You can literally just search like mewing scientific studies. But it's fantastic for you because what's happening is when your mouth is closed and your tongue is just resting down here and it's not resting on the roof of your mouth, your tongue's not meant to be doing that, okay? And once that happens, your jaw muscles aren't being worked at all, right? There's no use for it. You know that saying in fitness, even with like your brain, it's like if you don't use it, you lose it, right? With any skill, really. The same thing happens with your tongue. Your tongue, it's a muscle. Your jawline is a muscle, okay? So if you stop using it, your face is just, your jawline is just not going to be there. And in fact, it gets even worse if you mouth breathe all the time, like your what do you call this? Whatever this part is, it starts like drooping like this and it just doesn't look nice. Just do mewing. It'll be fantastic for you. Also helps your cheekbones, and high cheekbones are apparently one of the things that make a symmetrical face. But yeah, moving on from that, another thing you want to do is you want to upgrade your dress sense. Like just dressing well, it just makes you look good, okay? Find your style, whatever it is, just make sure you have a style you're trying to replicate. If you want to go for like the gym bro look, you can find like the best looking things. When I gym, I like to wear like all black outfits. I think those look sick. They look sick. You can have those, you can have all white outfits, whatever it is. If you want to go for that kind of look, just find something and run with it, okay? When it comes to dressing, what I'm doing now, I don't know if you guys noticed, I like wearing shirts now. I just like that semi-formal kind of look. If you want to go for the fully formal look, which I want to go for in like a couple of years, which is like wearing suits and stuff, that is fantastic. You can do that. You can also dress like with streetwear, whatever. You can find something. And fashion, it's fun. Like you put on an outfit, you feel good because you know you look good, okay? And that helps your confidence. It helps you look more attractive. And that sort of thing. It creates a fantastic feedback loop. So you want to dress, you want to do your best to dress better. Whatever you can, just start bit by bit. Like it's not anything crazy. I started out watching Teaching Men's fashion videos, and then I was just like, oh, he said your shoes should match your top or whatever he said. I just implemented it with whatever I had. I haven't spent like a lot of money on my wardrobe. I've just like improved it bit by bit. So yeah, there's that. And then you also want to have a good diet. I know we live in this age where it's if it fits your macros. If you're gymming, it's like just eat whatever, as long as it fits your macros. But you want to start avoiding that because your body is like, okay, your body is a temple, you know, all of that. But your body, imagine it like a car, right? And instead of putting fuel into your body, you're putting in Gatorade, right? Or you're putting in like some fuel that's expired and that sort of thing. That's what you're doing to your body when you're putting in all these processed foods. Your body is not meant for those things. That's why you feel lethargic. And the more important things, which is what actually got me to take notice, that's when I was like, maybe I should start eating clean. Your face, right? Like pimples and stuff. It just doesn't look as good. Even your physique. If you bulk and cut for like 2 years, if you do like a bulk cut cycle for 2 years, and you eat clean food versus you eating like crappy food, doesn't matter if you're like hitting your macros and you're doing it, you will be able to see the difference. You will be able to see the difference. Your muscles just won't look as full. You'll have a bit more fat. Like it just won't look as good. If that's not enough to like scare you, but you can listen to this one, which is what got me into trying to eat clean. It's you get pimples if you're having too much sugar. It's gonna lead to like pimples and that sort of thing. But also one that people don't know, it's salt. If you're having salt, you have a lot of water retention, right? And if you've got like a slightly higher body fat percentage, you start storing fat in your, not fat, but water retention in your face. And now you can't see your jawline, you look puffy, you just don't look good. Okay, that's another way you can improve how you look. You can have a glow up, drink more water, all the other tips. I mean, I've basically given you like the main, if you just focus on those, you should be good. And also get haircuts, get like frequent haircuts. I missed my haircut last week, but I try to give myself a haircut every 2 weeks. I actually I have the clipper at home, so I do it myself. I actually learned like how to do it myself. I started in lockdown. I just literally just went around. I just went around and left the top like a mushroom. It was crazy. I just started like that, and then eventually I started learning how to fade. Now I can fade. Right? I can fade my own hair, whatever it is. If you don't want to do that and you just want to go to the barber, that's sick. But I would suggest getting a clipper and just learning. It's also cool to just learn your own skills, I guess. But you want to make sure you always have like a good haircut that goes in line with just looking good all the time and dressing well. It makes the world a difference. So yeah, that's basically it's a basic overview. You know what you need to do in sort of for a glow up. But these are like the main things I gave you to do. Make sure you like do these and you do them consistently. That's how you're gonna get your glow up. And make sure you guys hit the subscribe button down below to join the Self-Improvement Brotherhood. And until next time, I'll see you boys.